Welcome back, YouTube. Today's video is a closer look at the Crock-Pot 3-in-1 multi-cooker. This is our second video on this cooker. The first video covered the functions and how it works. If you're interested to see that, the link is in the description below. In today's part 2 video, we're going to take a closer look. We'll start with the dimensions. The dimensions were listed online by a customer service rep responding to a question on the Crock-Pot website. The dimensions are listed as 11.5 high by 18.7 wide and 14 inches deep. The 11.5 high is with the lid on, so if you needed to take the lid off or turn it upside down to fit it in a cabinet, the top of the cooker is just about at 8 inches high. The weight of the cooker is listed at 16.1 pounds. This sounds kind of heavy. It is still easy to pick up. The pot itself, though, is actually quite light. Can hold it up easily with just one finger. The interior dimensions of the cooking pot, because this pot is actually tapered inside, the bottom is smaller. The bottom of the pot across is just about 11 inches, and across the center in the middle it's about 8.5 inches, but it is much more narrow at the edges, at not even 5 inches across there. And then toward the top of the cooking pot, it actually gets as wide as 12 inches by 10. Using this pot is actually great for a couple of reasons. One is the handles are attached instead of just one piece with the pot, so they almost always stay cool. They're easy to handle. Also, this finish is another one of the finishes that has not chipped or flaked in the time that we've been using it. We do only use the silicone type and wooden utensils just in case, but this one has not chipped or flaked at all. The lid on this multi-cooker is one of the ones that I have that does sometimes just fall in real easy. I had mentioned that in another video, and if I move the lid or if I just go to take it off, sometimes it just falls right in. As for cooking with this one, the brown and saute, or also known as the stovetop functions, the brown is the hotter setting and it heats up pretty fast and it gets a nice high heat. It is really good for browning things. I have also learned to turn it off before I am done with the browning because it does stay hot for a long time. A common question about this one is if it is dishwasher safe, and online I believe it says yes, although in the manual that comes with it, it does say yes, but hand washing is recommended for the cooking pot. This manual also is not available online as of the time I made this video. The cord on this one is a 2-prong. The length of the cord is listed online as 24 inches, and that seems to be about right. Also, this cooker on the bottom, it does have a cord wrap. A summary of likes and wishes on this Crock-Pot multi-cooker. I love the searing function. I think it's the best of all of the multi-cookers that we have had or that we have. I love the unique pan with the attached handles. The bake function is really good on this one because the temperature range, as discussed in my first video, starts at 150. So a lot of the times when I'm converting a traditional oven recipe to a multi-cooker, sometimes it's just way too hot. Something about cooking in a multi-cooker versus an oven is the intensity of the heat really does impact your cooking. As I previously mentioned, we've been really happy with the non-stick finish on this one. I have seen a lot of comments about scratches and issues on an earlier Crock-Pot multi-cooker, the 5-in-1 that they made. I don't know if they just improved the coating on this one or what, but it has been really good. I wish that the stovetop functions, the sear and saute, weren't just low and high, but also in the adjustable temperature range like the bake. I also wish when using bake that it would shift to warm when it was done with cooking, like it does with the slow cook. The stay warm setting really doesn't seem as hot as I'd like. Also, the keep warm is only 4 hours, so whether you set it manually or if it shifts from the slow cook to the keep warm, it is going to be a max of 4 hours, and I think that should be longer. I would like for the cooking buttons to stay on after you choose one instead of having to press start after, as shown in my first video. It seems unnecessary, and it's just too easy to miss that step. The recipe book that comes with this is also not available online, so you cannot preview it that way. It has a pork tenderloin in here, and it does also have a pasta dish that tells you how to bake the pasta into the meal instead of having to do a separate boil and drain. One of the recipes is a mushroom risotto, and it uses the arborio rice, and I think it would have been helpful if they would have put in a rice recipe for long grain rice that is common in a lot of recipes to give you an idea of how long to cook that. But there is a scalloped potatoes, a pork chop, and a roast beef recipe, all of which you can use to help you translate other recipes that you make to this cooker. I haven't made anything out of this cookbook, but I've been able to use it to help adjust other recipes that I do make. If you have any other questions about this cooker, I'm happy to try to help. Just leave your question in the comments below. If you like this video and found it helpful, please give it a like. Thank you for watching today, and we'll see you next time.